No, I choke on water. I choke on water. I cough on water. I cough on water.
Oh, it's not
Is that
a
like
good walk on water.
Is that like walking on water?
Nah, I don't know.
Jacob can't walk on water.
If I was Jesus, then I could walk on water.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can cough on water. Jacob, it was good. You were busy today.
Yeah, I was quite busy.
You got a lot done, I think, right?
Yeah, I did.
Do you have any more questions about that assignment?
I don't know.
All right, I'll switch to Dirksen.
Okay.
Jacob, you have a good rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, Benjamin. How are you? So, on the reason
Oh, yeah. Ooh, time for me to go. Well, time for me to hang out and chill. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hang out and chill. What?
Have a good day.
Alright. This bitch. Alright, here we go. Let's see how science class go. Try not to stress out. What the? Why did it do that? Why did it do that? That wind just pressured it open. Whoa. I almost played Blink-182.
He was like this, and then I said 6.
Nah.
He did, I saw. 6.
Just it's only Tuesday. I used to hate Tuesdays when I was 9. I'm like, I don't know. I just hated Tuesdays. I used to say I hate Tuesdays. Now I don't know why, because that's what I used to say when I was little. Yeah. Yeah, my God. I won't tell you why. I will share my life. I probably have to do that moon. I probably have to finish doing that moon thing.
I don't know.
I would just. All right. Where are you?
You done, Raymond? You done?
One.
All right. Eligibility list came out. I've only got 3 people on it. I did have 4. Okay. Let's keep, and those 3 people are so close to a C. Let's just keep chugging away. Okay, keep plugging away at your missing assignments. We're gonna finish up the Sun, Earth, Moon system. Some of this stuff repeats from yesterday. Some of it's new. And I've got another packet for you. That's an easy packet though. As long as you pay attention to where the sun is, it'll be easy peasy. I did move the
Easy
computer card.
peasy, I guess.
I got rid of all my extra boxes that were over there, so I moved it because it was starting to block the hallway a little bit, and I didn't want that. So, So this quiz, we'll start reviewing tomorrow, and we'll review Thursday. I'm not gonna quiz you on Monday. I'm not gonna do that again.
Oh, that
So
was
we'll review on
horrible.
Monday, and then you'll probably quiz on Tuesday on the moon. And then we'll start Mars. That's the fun one. That's the closest planet that we're gonna put a human being on.
Are we learning about Mars in April or May?
April.
Oh, right. This month? Okay.
So I gotta do it for you. If April showers bring Mayflowers, what do Mayflowers bring?
I don't know.
Pilgrims.
Oh. Okay.
That joke is a joke my mom told me when I was a kid. She goes, if April showers bring Mayflowers, what do Mayflowers bring?
Oh, what's up?
All right, so the sun, earth, moon system. A lot of this you guys already know. Gentlemen, that's going to be an issue. I will split you. So how do we track where objects are in space? What'd you say? Satellites?
Sun, I guess.
No.
What?
Telescopes, right?
Oh.
Land-based, space-based. Okay, she wasn't wrong when she said satellites, right? What's the definition of a satellite? Let's see if you remember. A smaller thing orbiting a bigger thing, right? So the James Webb Telescope, Hubble Telescope, those are all satellites, but they're space-based telescopes. Yes.
So you see, when you see the white dot in the sky, that means it's the satellite, right?
All the white dot in the sky is a star.
No. I mean, but when it blinks, the white dot blinks.
If it blinks, it's airplane.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, what?
On a really clear night, if you lay down, if you're lucky, you look up. Once your eyes are really, really, really adjusted to the dark, so your pupils are just huge, you might be able to see a satellite. It looks like a very, very faint star moving across the sky.
I've seen them before. I've seen three.
Yeah, I've
When I was
seen
in
it
the Arctic
before.
Circle, I was able to see the space shuttle.
Arctic Circle.
Yeah. When I was in the Navy. Astronomers use the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, this is the spectrum that covers all the frequencies that we use. Radio, microwave, radio wave. Anybody still listen to radio? Is everybody like XM radio or play Spotify or Pandora or any of that jazz? Apple Music. Mr. Barker listens to radio all the time.
He jams out.
He
And
really
that's-
does.
Granted, it's over the internet, but he's picking up a radio station. So yeah, radio waves, X-rays. Who's broken a bone before?
I have.
Okay, I see a lot of hands go up in this class. X-rays are how doctors tell if a bone is broken or not. Gamma rays. If you get exposed to gamma rays, you're not going to get big and green and muscular and sorry to tell you. Okay, you're not going to become the Hulk. But scientists look for this stuff.
Oh.
And if there's time, we'll talk about alien life. One of the things that scientists listen for when they're searching for intelligent life is a particular radio frequency, a radio signal. There's a place, I believe it's in New Mexico, it's called SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. It takes all these types of things, all these radio telescopes, strings them together so they can listen to a bigger portion of the sky.
Nice.
So we know we know the two types of three types actually. Space-based telescope, reflecting telescope is just that. These two telescopes over here are reflecting telescopes. So light comes in, it hits a mirror, it bounces back up, hits another mirror, and out to the eyepiece. Then you have a refracting telescope, which is just a tube with a bunch of lenses in it. Focuses the light on a point. Then space-based.
Wait, I wasn't finished.
What's the one advantage a space-based telescope has?
It doesn't have to get out of our,
Doesn't have to look at things through our atmosphere. Why?
it's not in our atmosphere.
Because it's not in our atmosphere. Our atmosphere is constantly moving. But we don't really want to, that's why stars appear to twinkle. And there's different things telescopes use, ground-based or earth-based telescopes use to compensate for that. It's called adaptive optics. So just some examples, okay? Here's a refracting telescope, reflecting telescope, and then of course a space-based telescope. This is a picture of Hubble.
Go back for it real quick. I gotta do this real quick.
So yeah, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Who has seen the movie Independence Day?
I don't
The
remember.
original movie.
Will Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Will Smith. He's a fighter pilot
Will Smith.
in the Marines.
Will Smith. Will Smith.
Okay. SETI in that movie picks up a signal, but they realize the signal is only 300,000 kilometers away from Earth, which puts it at the moon. So their big master mothership was at the moon. So, what is the man on the moon? Have you guys ever heard, supposedly, you look up the man on the moon and there's a face on the moon, supposedly.
No,
I look up,
I see a rabbit.
I see a rabbit,
I see kind of.
okay?
I see a face.
But supposedly, this is the face.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I
To
realize.
me, it looks more like Mr. Bill.
See, if you turn this way.
If you know the anime, or not anime, claymation character in Mr. Bill.
It's a rabbit. Yeah,
He does look. It does look like a face, though.
yeah, I could have drawn that on the other side.
I look at the moon, like in the packet you guys will be getting.
He's
I look at the moon and
pogging.
I can't see it. Not until I saw this.
Pog. He's pogging.
Somebody probably
Poggers.
did, but-
How was that a Smith?
Okay, Apollo 11, we just finished, history of space flight, right? So Apollo 11 landed on the moon, Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Alan Shepard. Buzz Aldrin stayed in the command module, and Alan Shepard and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. This rover you're seeing is, I believe, Apollo 12, and NASA came up with a rover. It's dropped just before the lander hits the ground, and they drive this around so they can explore more with the oxygen that they have. So go over these again. Okay, Highlands, this is the shiny part on the moon. Maria or Mare, depending on how you want to say it, that's the dark part. Believe it or not, the lighter part is actually the older part. Ryle, just a lunar canyon, kind of like our Grand Canyon. Impact craters, I'm not gonna, okay, it's a crater. I don't know why they call it impact crater, because it's an impact that makes it. But asteroid, comet, meteor, whatever hit the moon, whatever hit us, like meteor crater, Flagstaff. And when it hits, it throws out all this stuff. Okay, that stuff that was there before it hit has to go somewhere. So it's called ejecta. It's ejected out of the hole. Easy to remember, right? And then rays, you have your crater, and then the rays are the lines that come off the crater. Now, for the Starry Night packet that I gave you,
Wait, I wasn't finished.
hang on, I'll go back. Okay, this is Tycho right here. It's one of the things you have to find. But I included this picture because you can see the rays coming off it. And then again, why do we have our phases? Of the moon's orbit compared to ours is 5 degrees off. That's why we have phases. Are we good?
No.
You know, I see a lot of you don't even have your packets out. Let's get your packets out. Oh wait, you didn't get the packet.
No.
No.
Do 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 do.
So this is what was handed out yesterday. All right. So, yes. Today, raise your hand. Raise your hands. So you were here yesterday?
I don't know.
Well, what kind of a teacher would I be if I didn't teach extra classes?
Good teacher.
Probably still a science.
All right. Tell me what the giant impact theory is.
Giant.
Not a giant planet.
It was big thing.
No, it was Mars.
Something the size of Mars
Yeah.
crashed into us,
I mean, no, it was
okay, sending all this debris out into space. And over the period of 100 years, if you remember that video, the moon formed. All this stuff that was thrown out, gathered together to make a planet. Huh?
What if it was Mars?
It wasn't. Mars was further out.
Well, yeah, because
Theia.
it bounced off and went out.
Theia is what they theorized hit us. It was the Trojan planet. It was in our orbit. And then something changed and Theia eventually caught up to us.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes, sir.
can I get on the computer so I can-
Once I'm done with this, everybody's gonna be working on it.
Oh, we haven't got this yet?
No, they got it yesterday. Some of them worked on it yesterday, but you need the computer to work on that one. All right, so daily motions, okay? How many hours are in a day? 4, right? Takes you 24 hours to rotate once. Plane of the ecliptic or the ecliptic plane, that's Earth's orbit around the Earth's where Earth sits in relation to all the other planets. Okay. You know how we see in like posters, like, well, maybe not that poster, but posters that shows, big rings that where the planets are supposed to follow. That's the ecliptic plane, or the plane of the ecliptic. The ellipse, because remember our orbit's not a perfect circle. Solstice and equinox. Equinox means what?
Equal.
Equal hours of daytime, equal hours of nighttime. And then a solstice just means that the sun is, depending on what latitude you're at, the sun is overhead at its farthest distance, north or south of the equator. If you're at the equator, it's going to show high noon, straight up. As you move north in latitude, it's going to get lower and lower. That's part of the reason why when you're up at, say, the Arctic Circle, or the Antarctic Circle, or down in Antarctica, the Arctic Circle anyway has 6 months out of the year the sun never sets. The other 6 months the sun never rises if you're far enough north. Okay. Waxing and waning. These are important because your next packet, you're going to have to draw the moon in the different phases. Gentlemen. I can always go back to the seating chart. When it's waxing, think of making a candle. How is a candle made?
Wax.
With wax, yeah, right. But it's dunked in the wick is dunked in wax over and over and over. So it's getting bigger. This is the way I remember it anyway. And then waning just means it's just the opposite. It's getting smaller. And synchronous rotation, or it's also called tidal lock, basically means that the moon is rotating at the same speed that it's orbiting us. If you recall from the video yesterday, that's why we see the same side of the moon all the time. All right, the phases. The reason why I say depends on where the sun is. Okay, I forgot to draw it on your packet, so I'm going to draw it on the board. So I'm going to need you guys to go to those appropriate pages and draw in the sun for me so we can do this. When the moon is between us and the sun,
there.
the conditions are right, that would be what kind of an eclipse? Solar eclipse, right. But in this case, it's a new moon. And then we work our way counterclockwise. The phase after new moon is a waxing crescent. You want to look at the right side of the moon and see how much of the moon is lit up. So in this case, just a sliver here, okay, like maybe the shape of your fingernail, maybe a crescent roll. Why is called black crescent? The next phase, 3 or 4 days later, is called first quarter. Because it's 1/4 of the way around its path. And that's what we see. You have a waxing gibbous 3 or 4 days later. Most of the moon is lit up. Very little is dark. Then the phase after that, it's all lit up. The full moon, right?
The full moon. The full moon.
After full moon, look at the right side, it's getting darker. Less of the moon is lit up. So that phase is called a waning. Remember waning, getting smaller? Gibbous. Then you have third quarter moon, which means basically it's 3/4 of the way around its orbit around us. Then the last one is a waning crescent. Not much of the moon is left lit up. And then we're back to new moon. Process starts all over again. Right.
Oh, well, I'll
Okay,
be.
talked about tides, so I'm not going to touch on this a lot. The moon affects the oceans. High tide, low tide. We have 2 high tides, 2 low tides every day. So what causes a solar eclipse? Okay, you guys already mentioned it. When the moon is between us and the sun. And a lunar eclipse is just opposite. When the earth is between the sun and the moon. The moon kind of looks reddish. Apogee and perigee we talked about already yesterday. Perigee is the point at which the moon is the closest. Apogee is the farthest away.
Oh my god, I was a fish.
I'll put it back. So the way I remember this, if you look over here, I apologize for the 3D printer being in the way. Let me move it real quick.
I can't see now.
Okay. Sun, moon, earth. This is a solar eclipse. The way I remember this is sun, moon, earth. Me.
Oopsies.
Kind of weird, but it works for me. And then just the opposite, sun, earth, moon. This is a lunar eclipse. Sun, earth, moon. That's just the way I remembered it growing up. Hopefully it'll help you, or you can come up with your own way to remember it. Smee and sun. And I write it down so I can visualize it. Smee. Okay, that's a lunar solar eclipse, and then sun, that's a lunar eclipse. Which is kind of what you're seeing here. Solar, lunar. So why doesn't the moon eclipse the sun every month? The tilt of its orbit. Exactly right. If the moon was on the same ecliptic plane that we were, we'd have a solar eclipse every month. As it is now, because of the moon's tilt, we only have a solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, once every 18 months. And one that goes across North America once every 34 years. Why is that?
Nobody knows.
What is the Earth mostly made out of?
Volcanoes.
I mean, what's covering 3/4 of the Earth?
Water.
Water.
Water. I thought it was
Okay.
rocks.
Every 18 months, if you're in the right position on the planet, on a yacht or a cruise ship or whatever, you can see total eclipse. But it only lasts for so long. Maybe, I think the longest solar eclipse on record was like 8 minutes. Because you gotta remember, that moon is still moving. So as it passes, you can see the eclipse happening. Then it's only a total eclipse for maybe a minute, and then it starts moving away. Yay! Okay. 2017. It went across North America.
Should we just write the numbers, or should we just put down the words?
What? For what?
I have no idea what you said.
All right, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This packet I'm handing out. Okay, write this down. First page. The very first page. New moon is on the right side. So from page 1,
Yeah, Robin, that's
I want you to put the moon or the sun on the right side of the page. Page 2, the sun is given to you. Page 3, put it on top. Page 4, put it on the bottom. You'll see.
Wait, what? Did we put? What?
No, this one that I'm handing you.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
Yeah, I told you that.
What about-
They got one yesterday and you're getting one today.
What about this packet?
Yeah, you keep working on that.
But it says, this says
I'll be right there.
He will explain.
I'm just saying that, but
Hold on.
Don't freak out.
That is yours.
That's fine. I'll do that later. I mean, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow night, maybe dinner, or lunch, or breakfast. You know, whatever time I could do it.
Why don't I have to go swimming? Pretty much.
Okay, for the Starry Night one, raise your hand if you need help. I'm gonna come around and help everybody. This is why I need a teacher break.
Probably nobody, to be honest.
Okay.
I think great.
Okay, so just,
No, I don't care. This is bothering me. I like myself.
I don't.
No, I realize
Oh my god.
With some things,
like what?
not a big deal.
Like what?
Jacob.
So,
What?
What do you think?
I don't know. You're supposed to. I need to get better handwriting. I don't think my handwriting is bad. At least you can read it.
What do you need, Brett?
it says the page you were looking for doesn't exist.
Hey guys, on the Starry Night, on the third physical page. So like if you put your packet together, page one, the first page, second page, third page. On the third page on that, under question one, it says moonlight. Skip E and F because that just repeats C and D.
When I go to the website, it says the page you were looking for doesn't exist.
You go to classroom?
No.
Oh, I just closed your note page. Sorry. Here's classroom. So let me wait for it to load. Okay, let's go to 7th. Not algebra. Where's your
What did you do?
Where's your 7th? Oh, wait a minute. So it is 7th hour earth science. Yay!
Yeah, it's the last one on the bottom.
So you need to copy this URL.
Okay.
Control C. You don't need Spotify open.
Oh, I had that open all the time.
And then Control V, enter. Oops. It's missing the L plugin. There you go.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay.
And then click on it. Anybody else?
Ogden. Did you type in Ogden instead of login?
Yeah. So on page one, the moon will be on the right side. The sun. Page 3, it'll be on the top of the page. Page 4, it'll be on the bottom of the page. change the seating.